So, getting away from the EDC and you know, hunting tactical stuff that I normally do, I thought I'd show my my PC setup. It's, you know, this is just an Acer laptop. It's nothing special. It's real cheap. What are we gonna go in there? Harmful software. That's probably BS. But while I'm not much of a computer geek, I am kind of an audio geek. So I thought I'd show my audio setup for this computer. What I do is I don't use any of the onboard sound card DACs. DAC stands for digital audio converter. That's what takes the digital signal of your music or whatever and converts it to the audio sound that you hear. So what I use for my music player is I do have, where is this? There's it. I do have iTunes on here, but that's more for my so I can use my iPod to get the lossless files and stuff on there. But the program that I like to use to run my music is called Foobar. Now, it doesn't normally look like this when you first get it. I have customized this a little bit. There's all kinds of tutorials and stuff on YouTube and whatnot that kind of show you how to do this. Sorry about the glare, that is bad. But let's see if I can cover up the flash. No, can't do it without the thing. But this is the program I use for listening to music and stuff like that. You know, it's a lot of it just sounds better, but it'll play all kinds of different files. It'll play Apple lossless application codecs, which is what this is. Which they're bigger files. They're not as big as WAV files, but they are they're considered lossless. So they're higher resolution than MP3s. Which most people, you really can't tell the difference between a lossless file and an MP3, like a 32 or what is it, 320, which is the highest resolution of MP3 that you can do. Those are generally good enough for 99% of the people, including me. A lot of mine are set up that way. Let's see one that's like that. Yeah, these are the AACs. You can also convert them. The cool thing about this computer is you can convert it to do all kinds of stuff. But I like to use the lossless because it's giving me the best that I have to work with. Now, I don't, as you can see, I don't have any kind of outputs. And then, of course, the speakers are these little, I don't even know if you can see them, but they're really non-existent. So what I do is there's a USB that runs out to this thing back here. This is an external DAC. It has an external power. A lot of these come and can be powered by USB. This one's not, because and I prefer this type because a lot of times USB, when you're talking about audio type stuff, it can provide kind of dirty power. And so you'll get weird hums and weird, like, 60 cycle you know, background stuff and strange things. But the USB, it sends a straight digital signal. There's no sound, obviously, because this is not audio cable, it's USB cable. But it sends the digital to here. And it has its own power supply. And then I run an output with these, and I try to run them kind of away from, you know, I got all my junk plugged in back here, but I try to keep these away from any kind of power cables because it can pick up signals and stuff like that. This is the power to the DAC. This is a DAC by Muse. I think it's just a cheap Chinese DAC. I think I paid like $50 for it, but it works great. The best DAC I've ever used is one by Mayflower Audio. It's based on the design by a dude named Northwest AV Guy. He designed an amplifier, a headphone amplifier, and digital audio converter that it's probably the cleanest design out there. It's pretty amazing. Anyway, from here, This takes the digital signal and converts it to audio. Now it does not. This is not an amplified signal, so you have to have a separate amplifier, which we'll get to that in just a second. This sends a line out signal, which is a low noise, low level signal that has to be amplified later, even if you're just using headphones. So it uses RCA outs. And it's pretty heavy duty RCA cable. I really want to make my own with some silver wire, which is supposed to be better. I don't know, we'll see. But that runs to this, and this is this is the phone's plugged in. But this is the Bravo Ocean. It's by Bravo Audio. It's a tiny little tube headphone amplifier. It has its own power supply, which is back there. It has RCA inputs. It also has RCA outputs that send to line outs. They're back here. That send a let's see, there's your inputs and then your RCA outputs, which you can send to another, which I'll eventually run that to like to an actual speaker amplifier if I ever want to put, you know, outside speakers, if I ever can get this out of. We're in my my dining room right now, but this is a little tube amplifier. It's strictly a headphone amplifier. The cool thing about it, here's your volume knob. The cool thing about it is it has dual audio jacks. It has a 3.5 millimeter jack there, and then a 1/4 inch jack there. This is a little 1/4 inch to 3.5 millimeter adapter. I keep it in there just as kind of a placeholder so I don't lose it, because the headphones that I'm using, which we'll discuss right now, these are Grado SR60s. They are made by Grado Labs. They're probably they're entry level kind of audiophile grade headphones. They use very large. I think it's 52 millimeter drivers, which my other headphones, which are in that box right there, they use 40 millimeter drivers and different. These are great. They sound awesome. They can be made to sound really good if you do like a cable upgrade and housing upgrade and a few other things. They're very upgradable. A lot of people even get real nice headband replacement deal. This is just like a vinyl. You can put a leather one. I just haven't done any of that yet. I do plan on it. But these are my headphones that I love to use at home. They're big, they are bulky, and if you look, they are open backed, as in they're not sealed. This is just an open mesh. That provides you with a lot more spaciousness. When you're listening to music that's very dynamic, especially stuff like acoustic type stuff, classical music, things where you want to, you know, sound like you're in the room with the instrument or with the musicians. You definitely want open backed. You know, all your good quality audiophile grade headphones have open backed stuff. Now that's not. I do have closed back headphones, but I use those primarily for music recording and things like that, where I don't want the sound to leak out. Because with these, the people in the room, now it's not very loud, but the people either in the kitchen or in the living room, which is right behind me, they can hear what I'm listening to, and I can hear sound from the outside of the room through these. So it kind of either have to be in a quiet listening or environment, or which in this case is if I have the headphones on and I'm doing something, you know, something or whatever on the internet, or listening to music or whatever, and I need to be able to hear what's going on, like my son is in his room playing or something like that. I want to be able to hear that, so that's one of the reasons I like to use these at home. This is cool because it has, as you can see, that is a little 12 A7U or AU7 tube. It's a little vacuum tube, and I like to use that with this setup because it's kind of warms up the sound a little bit. Now, it's not colorless. I don't like to use this if I am doing some sort of music mixing or music mastering, because it's not a colorless sound. It's not a completely transparent sound. But for just listening to music or watching videos on YouTube or whatever, it sounds really good, especially with these headphones. So that's I really like that setup with this. What do we got going on here? I don't like to use that. But this digital audio converter with this little headphone amp with these headphones sound. This is what I use. 99.9% of the time, because it just sounds great. It converts digital signals very cleanly and warms up the sound, and especially when you're listening to music, it just really makes it sound really good. Now, these aren't the only headphones I have, and I have different headphones for doing that. This is just more or less my pleasure listening setup. These also sound amazing through my turntable, and this sounds really good with the turntable too, if I'm listening to records, which I keep down there in that tub. But yeah, that's the turntable's in another room. But yeah, that's my audio setup for at home. I don't have speakers because I don't like to disturb other people, and I like to kind of concentrate on what I'm doing. So that's this is my preferred audio setup. It's not a very expensive setup. This is about $120. These are about $80. This was about $60, and then a lot of the cabling came with it. But I think that's an aftermarket RCA cable. I want to say it was like $15 or something, which is kind of expensive as RCA cables go. But the one I intend to build for it out of silver wire is going to be significantly more expensive. It'll probably be $100 or so just for the cable, for the connections and the wire itself. But right now it's doing the job. It does the job and does it well. So that's my audio setup for my PC. Fubar 2000 is the music program I like to use, and then bypassing all of the internal sound stuff. And that's I think that's the best setup for audio for a relatively cheap price. So there you go. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.